Tonight on the County Line, fall is here, and we're showing you some local activities that celebrate the beginning of fall.
The change in seasons has some people feeling under the weather. We'll tell you how to stay healthy throughout the cold temperatures.
It looks like Cheerios and oatmeal, but it's nothing you want to eat. Our on-the-road team will explain why.
And in Titantown Sports, we'll show you a side of DJ Oakley you've probably never seen before. You don't want to miss it. We're live.
We're local.
The County Line starts now. Good evening and welcome to tonight's edition of the County Line. I'm Amanda Hogger.
And I'm Elizabeth Farry. It looks like the new Wilmington Volunteer Fire Department will stay in business for yet another year. Thanks to their annual auction, they raised over $85,000. The department uses the money to cover general maintenance costs, purchase new gear and equipment, and insurance coverage for both trucks and firefighters. The County Line's Mike Walensky has more on the auction.
$65. I get $60, $70, $70.
A few hundred people showed up to raise money for the new Wilmington Fire Department. The day started with a flea market and ended with an auction.
Right now, this tent seems pretty empty. That's because it is. But it's not going to stay that way for long, because auction workers are busy filling it up with the sold merchandise.
At least some of them were working hard. There we go. As far as what was for sale, well, with 4 tractor trailer loads, you name it, they had it.
I tried to get myself a new car at the auction, but blue isn't really my color.
5 pieces. Give me $100 bill. Give me 50 for it. Give me 50. I better get 50. I better get 50. Give me 50 here. Now 75. 50.
As you can see, the whole fire department puts a lot of work into this auction. Just like me. In New Wilmington, I'm Mike Walensky for the County Line.
The Fireman's auction is a sure sign that fall is here, and in our area, so is the pumpkin auction. The folks at the Wilmington Produce Auction recently held their event where farmers from Lawrence and Mercer County came together to sell the biggest and brightest of this year's harvest. Here's a look at this annual event.
$5, $5, 6, 6, 7, 7. Everybody get paid. Everybody get paid. 7, 8, 7, 8. About half 8. Everybody get paid. Everybody get paid. 7.58. 75. 75.
I love to come here and see all the pumpkins. It's great. It's a great fall thing.
Are you selling anything?
No, I didn't bring any. I sell pumpkins at my house,
okay,
and I came to see how much they cost. No, I grew my own.
Okay.
But I came to see how much they're going for, to see if my prices are right.
Okay. Do you have any pumpkins that are this big?
No, we don't grow this size. We only grow the nice ones. They're odd, you know.
Yeah.
They're all right, you know.
Yeah, I bought all them corn stalks.
Wow.
I bought all the stalks and this a load of pumpkins over here.
And where do you sell it?
Flea markets and stand on the side of the road.
That's right. I tell them buy it. If it spoils, come back and get another one.
That's what you're hoping for.
4 to buy, 4, 4, 5. Everybody get 5. 5, 5, 6, 6 to buy 6. 5, 6. Everybody get 6. 5.56. 5.56 to buy 6. Everybody get soda. 5.50. 4.34. 25 cents. 10.15. 10.15 to buy 50. 50. Everybody get 15 cents. 20. Everybody get 20. Now 5. 25. 20. 25. 25.
Many people find that the change in weather at the beginning of the season makes them more prone to illness. The County Line's Pam Marlowe spoke with Westminster's Dr. Gardner to find out what you can do to stay healthy this fall.
Warm temperatures along with other last signs of summer are slowly disappearing, and with the emergence of the fall and winter months comes the dreaded cold and flu seasons. Luckily for Westminster students, the doctor is in. The Student Health Center located in Shaw Hall is available 5 days a week. The health center's Dr. Gardner has sickness prevention tips to keep you from visiting the doctor's office.
Well, this is the season of time where you get sick pretty often when the cold months come out. October especially is when the flu season is just getting ready to be started. The ways you can prevent from getting sick is just general hand washing, making sure there's no hand to fingers, like to the mucous membranes to your hand. And when somebody's coughing, anything that comes out of the mouth is going to allow you to catch the flu or catch an upper respiratory infection.
Chances are you will be in contact with family or friends who are ill, so you need to be prepared.
If you are sick, you have to be careful not to cough on each other. You got to make sure you wash your hands regularly. Even if you're not sick, if your roommate's sick, it'd be a good idea to wash your hands after you touch anything. Anytime your fingers touch your mouth or your eyes, you're at risk of getting sick from that.
To avoid costly medicines and spreading germs, Dr. Gardner has one key rule everyone should obey.
Just wash your hands.
A lot went on in our area this past week, from fires to local trash issues.
That's right, and Catherine Larson will tell us more about it in this week's 88.9 on the County Line.
Right to the radio, Digital 88.9 News brings you local news now.
Good evening. I'm Catherine Larson with your top stories of the week from 89 FM. A 4-month-old Newcastle boy died Monday despite his mother's heroic efforts to save him when their house caught fire. Firefighters rushed Evan Prioletti to Jameson Hospital after they found him near a second-floor window. His mother tried to pull him to safety but lost her grip as she was holding on to another child. The 4-month-old died a short time after arriving at Jameson. The state fire marshal is investigating the cause of the fire. In other local news, an angry neighbor voiced her opinion at the new Wilmington Borough Council meeting Monday night about a neighboring fraternity's trash. The Sigma Phi Epsilon fraternity has been fined twice already for garbage citations. Mayor Wendell Wagner says trash has been a problem at all 5 fraternities. The Greek sweep sponsored by Theta Chi fraternity this Saturday will hopefully help to alleviate some of the community garbage problems. And in other news, the minimum wage may not rise this year, but early 2006 is not out of the picture. State Representative Frank LaGrada is working to raise the wage to reflect the higher cost of living. LaGrada's plan includes raising the minimum wage from $5.50 an hour to $6.25 an hour by January 1st. That figure would increase to $7.15 an hour by 2007. LaGrada says this increase would benefit hundreds of state workers as well as senior citizens. And finally, high-speed internet comes to the local area. Households and businesses can now get access to high-speed internet through Verizon. Verizon Online is now available for customers in Sharon, Sharpsville, Greenville, and West Middlesex in Mercer County. That was your 89 on the County Line. Tune in weekdays to Titan Radio News on Digital 88.9 FM for complete news coverage. Stay tuned. More County Line is up next.
The On the Road team traveled to the only customized feed mill in the area. They show us what all goes into feeding local farm animals.
I'm Luke.
And I'm Stevie.
And we're on the road.
I don't stand a chance. It's something that you're born into.
This week on the road, we went to Sankey's feed mill,
where their motto is, if you have the animal, they can make the feed.
First event we looked at, we were crimping corn and oats, making a horse feed, which is a 12% horse feed. We cracked open the oats, and it goes from there to an auger into the mixer, and from the mixer we add ingredients such as vitamins and supplement, some molasses to make it sweet, and then we bag out and weigh to 100 pounds.
Sankey feed mill usually grinds in 100-pound bags, and let me tell you, that gets heavy.
They didn't look that heavy from where I was sitting.
We are the only feed mill in Lawrence County
that
grinds. There's other feed mills that just have feed, but we're the only ones that grind and process and make custom feeds. worked for the guy for 30 years, or 20 years. Then I bought the business 12 years ago.
Well, now you know what Sankey's feed mill is all about.
That's it for this week's On the Road.
We'll see you next time.
A fire in a Newcastle high-rise sent over 15 senior citizens to the hospital on Tuesday night. Firefighters say careless smoking caused a couch to catch fire in the Lawrence Manor Senior Living Complex. The blaze gutted a fourth-floor apartment, but firefighters were able to keep it from spreading. Newcastle Fire Chief Jeffrey Scrim said that many residents ignored the initial fire alarm. No one was killed, but there were multiple complaints of smoke inhalation.
October is the beginning of archery season, and the Pennsylvania Board of Game Commissioners has already given preliminary approval to the seasons and bag limits for 2006 and 2007. The board purposely held the preliminary meetings early this year to reduce the deadline pressures on the staff. The early notice also helps hunters and trappers plan their vacation days. The board will give final approval of the seasons in January.
Westminster College is also planning ahead for next year. Students will no longer have the choice of living off campus. They now have another living option, new townhouses right here on campus. The County Line's Clarence Hunter takes us into this controversy.
Heavy equipment is becoming a familiar sound around the community. This noise is contributing to the clearing of ground for the foundation of the new townhouses. They are located behind Russell Dorm and are proposed to be finished by next fall, housing a number of next year's seniors. The houses are being built to resemble apartments, will be co-ed, and will replace any off-campus housing. Students and faculty are very excited about the townhouses coming in. Dean Edmond explains the purpose of the townhouses.
We've long felt that we wanted to provide transitional living opportunities for students here. It's kind of the juncture between residence hall life and the real world apartment life and house living life. So we wanted something that was really nice, really convenient, all the amenities of home.
But with the building of the houses, many problems arise throughout the community. With the townhouses being beneficial to students and giving the illusion of living in apartments, many students have their doubts.
I don't think it's fair that upperclassmen, juniors and seniors, don't have the option to make their own decisions about living off campus. I don't think that's fair.
With students no longer having the option to live off campus, landlords could possibly be losing money because of having no occupants living in their apartments right away. Instead of having people lined up to live in the apartments at the beginning of September, they no longer have the knowledge of when people would move in. I'm Clarence Hunter for the County Line.
In this week's County Close-Up, Elena Shoring sits down with Clarence Harms to discuss the college's new composting policy.
That's right, but first, Amy Sassby went out on the streets of New Wilmington to find out how local people feel about recycling.
Do you actually recycle?
Now we are recycling most of our waste. We recycle glass, plastic, paper, cans. We put everything in a container and then separate it out and put it into the proper bins.
So you seem like you're very involved in recycling, more than most people, I think.
We have worked up to this point. We used to recycle a lot, and then we recycled just plastic, then we recycled plastic in cans, and now we're pretty much doing it all.
Well, we live in rural, like I said. We don't really have recycling as a need right now. We don't recycle.
Not at all?
Not
at all?
Never.
Okay, not at all.
Not at all.
Is there a reason for that?
Lazy to bring it down the township building.
This has been implemented in the borough, and the guidelines have been put forth, and we've had our bin, we've recycled them.
Oh, wonderful, thank you. This is Amy Sassby reporting for the County Line. Back to you in the studio, Elena.
Hello and welcome to this week's County Close-Up. I'm Elena Shoring, and tonight I'm here with Dr. Clarence Harms. He's been at the college for 37 years, and he is the director of the field station here at Westminster. He is also the creator of a very interesting composting program here at Westminster. Welcome, Dr. Harms. And can you just tell us, for the general public, sort of what composting is?
Composting could be viewed as a matter of saving things, recycling of organic matter, plant materials that have served one use and then putting them to another use, getting them conditioned to become part of the soil again. So it's taking something that originally grew in the soil, eventually putting it back in the soils.
Okay. Westminster is actually the only college in Pennsylvania to get a grant for the composting program. Can you tell us how you got it started and what exactly it involves?
Yeah. The Department of Environmental Protection is the agency in Harrisburg, here in the Commonwealth, that oversees such projects as soil and recycling and also composting. They advertise for private or public institutions to apply for a grant up to $75,000, and then that has to be matched by the institution for another $15,000. We were fortunate in getting the grant, partly because we were lucky, partly because I think we had a good program already underway. We had been composting some things for about 20 years. Then also, we had a woman from the DEP, Harrisburg, come out and take a look at us last fall, a year ago. And she said, I think you have a good chance. So we made the proposal, had to go through the proper machinery here at the college, sent in last March, and this summer we heard we're among those. No other college. There were 4 grants in total for composting that were given. No other college was involved except us, and we got the grant.
And what all does it involve here at the college?
Well, it involves cooperation of a lot of people. And the unique part of our program here is to take food waste, stuff that people don't like anymore, even spoiled stuff. We classify this in 2 ways. Pre-consumer is food waste before consumers see it. These are the watermelon rinds, the spoiled fruit, stuff like that. Then there's the post-consumer. This comes out of the dining halls. When people exit the dining halls, they're asked to sort. And in all candor, it's not perfect. Some people just throw. And that means that I get to go through it, pick out plastic. Plastic's the big culprit, can't be composted. Then I put that into a big pile, actually a long pile called a windrow. Cover it with dirt, stir it. 4 months later, it's dirt again. It takes about 4 months to take food waste and make something useful out of it.
Okay. And before we run out of time, can you just explain to us why it's so important to compost things?
Keeps things out of the landfill. The landfills in western Pennsylvania, eastern Ohio are filling up. We're part of a throwaway culture. We throw away so much. And in the course of 1 week, we salvage about 1,100 pounds of stuff. This means that in 1 academic year, we're saving 17, 18 tons of organic matter out of the landfill.
Wow. So just think if everyone helped to compost, it would be a big help.
Yep.
Just because just here is a big help too. Okay, well thank you, Dr. Harms, for explaining that to us. We'll be back with more the county line after this.
There's a better way to have fun with history. Visit americaslibrary.gov. Log on, play around, learn something.
The Lawrence County Humane Society believes in the safety of spaying and neutering your animals. Spaying and neutering can have many long-term benefits.
We at the Lawrence County Humane Society believe that all animals should be spayed or neutered. Many reasons why, but the biggest reason is that they will be a happier, healthier pet. Also, it alleviates the overpopulation problem.
Getting your animals spayed and neutered is one huge step in making sure that more animals are healthy and find loving homes.
I'm the best thing you ever had. Only thing I'm guilty of is giving you too much love, making you crazy, making you rat, making me fall, making me suspect. Seem to think I'm playing her game. Don't you know her? This is me.
There's a better way to have fun with history. Visit americaslibrary.gov. Log on, play around, learn something.
Hello and welcome to Titan Town Sports. I'm Justin Egley. Thanks for tuning in, as I hope you brought your swimming cap, your goggles, and your trunks tonight because it's going to be a wet Titan Town Sports. First off, we're going to look back on Saturday's event as Westminster College swimming team had a swimming clinic. Let's take a look at that now. These are just some of the All-Americans to swim for Westminster. Many great swimmers have dived into the Westminster swimming pool, and on last Saturday, another was added to the list. Meet Brendan Hansen. Brendan was an Olympic medalist in the 2004 Olympics. The Westminster swimming team had Brendan host this event. So how did the event go?
We had a wonderful day here on Saturday. It was a great clinic. Brendan Hansen just did an awesome job. Everybody was very, very happy and excited after they went through the day. Comments that we received after the clinic and since the clinic have been very, very positive. We had 120 competitive swimmers here on Saturday in the water doing drills with Brendan Hansen, Olympic champion and world record holder. He gave a great talk at the beginning of the clinic about his experiences in missing the Olympics the first time he tried out for it and then making it the second time he tried out for it, and then what he's done since then to become a world record holder. But definitely learned a lot, and it was really nice just to hear him talk and just to see that he's a normal person, just like people on our team. Nothing special about him. He's just a very, very talented, well-conditioned athlete, and but he puts on his suit just like our swimmers do.
So what did the students think of the teacher?
I liked doing the backstroke drills. They were fun. I liked them.
I liked how he taught us all the different strokes. I really liked how he told about how he got into swimming and he was just really a personal guy.
Ready? Wow, he's going full core in the water. All right. Definitely wants a close-up. So if you're looking for the bathrooms, they're that way. That's good.
All in all, the event was a big success. The kids not only got to see his medals, but they also got to try them on. And everybody at the event got an autograph. On his medals, but I did get an autograph. And it's a shame that he couldn't stay around a week or two longer, because in our next package, sports reporter DJ Yoakley tries to learn how to swim. And well, ladies, you might want to keep your eyes closed because it's not for a weak stomach. Let's take a look at that package now.
Years old and I still don't know how to swim. But that's all going to change today, folks, because PAC swimmers Kevin Gasation and Lee Knight are going to teach yours truly how to swim properly and maybe even get a Speedo on.
Here's Lee Knight. Has he taught a guy my age to swim?
No, but I'm kind of looking forward to it. It should be an interesting change.
Before jumping in the pool. It's game time. Lesson 1, freestyle.
Kicking your feet like this. So I'll show you how that looks.
Lesson 2, backstroke. Lesson 3, diving.
Well, after all that, after the lessons, what'd you learn today?
Well, I definitely learned that swimming isn't my thing. I'll stick to baseball and reporting. And these Speedos are not meant for kids like me. For the county line, I'm DJ Yoakley.
And that was an honest attempt on DJ trying to swim. He has never swam before, and I apologize for that. And I promise you that DJ will at least have some clothing on for the next package he does. But we have a little footage from the event Saturday it took place. Can we look at that right now? I just want to show DJ something that here is going to be an 8-year-old that knows how to swim and do a dive. Right here, there we go. This is an 8-year-old kid from the Saturday event. And look at that, perfect diving formation. So DJ, I hope you took notes right there. And so that wraps up the swimming part of the show. And just to let you know, the swimming team starts off on October 22nd for their first meet. And now, before we left for the summer, the pack started to expand. Thomas More was in the process of joining the pack, and then during the summer, the St. Vincent College was accepted as the 8th member into the pack. Now we have another member being added to the PAC. The 9th official member of the PAC is now Geneva College, and Geneva is located up in Beaver Falls. Currently, Geneva is a member of the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics, or the NAIA. They are currently doing a year of NCAA Division III and will not be eligible for PAC championships no earlier than the 2011-2012 school year. The earliest the PAC members will schedule Geneva in their calendars will be the 2007-2008 academic year. And now that we're kind of in the pack, let's go to the football aspect. We have Newcastle, and they will host Montour this Friday night. That'll be our high school game of the week. That game will start at 7:30, WCN Channel 9, Adelphia Channel 10. And our crew will be fighting ESPN on the sidelines for the best spots. And then for the college aspect, Westminster will host W&J, and that should be a very, very good game. It's very important for us, and that game will start at 1. You can listen on Titan Radio or watch it on WCN. That'll wrap up this week's edition of Titan Town Sports. Thanks for stopping by, taking a look. I'm sorry if you got that barf taste in your mouth from DJ, but we're going to shoot right back to the desk over here after this commercial.
Crackhead, drug dealer, gang member, all kicked out of the community with the help of kids
like me.
Me. You can help prevent crime. Call 1-800-722-TEENS to find out how.
It's time we're judged by what we do,
not how we look.
Hi everybody, this is Tim McGraw for RAD, recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving. You know, I spend a lot of time on the road and I see some funny things out there, but one thing that's not so funny is someone who's about to drive drunk. So take the keys and be a friend, because friends don't let friends drive drunk.
I wasn't going to school because I was making money stealing cars. Well, I was 10 when I first got involved with drugs. I skipped school because, you know, nobody cared.
When I first got pregnant, school was not important to me, so I dropped out.
Well, if I don't finish school, then I can't go to college. I mean, that's the whole point of what I want to do with my life.
I still need to go to school to make it for myself.
I think I'm happier now. I know I'm happier now.
We've shown you many local activities throughout the show that celebrate the beginning of fall. And another great one is this Saturday with the Fall Harvest Festival at the Apple Castle.
That's right, Liz. Every year, the owners of the Apple Castle hold this festival showcasing the king of fruits, the apple.
They have a lot of fun things to do throughout the day, from hay rides to musical entertainment to plenty of fall foods. The event takes place 9 to 5 on this Saturday at the Apple Castle in New Wilmington.
Experts say that the fall colors this season won't be as colorful as usual due to the hot, dry summer we've had, but people still like to enjoy the outdoors, and we leave you now with shots of one local park's fall beauty. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Technician